Today we're going to talk about paradigms. Now, what exactly are paradigms? The word paradigm comes from the Greek, and it was originally used as a scientific term. Today it's more commonly used as a theory, model, or an explanation. To give you guys a good idea, it's how we view the world. Not in terms of visual sense of sight, but in terms of perceiving, understanding, and interpreting. And to give a good idea of that, I brought along my little fish. Now some of you guys might see this fish and say, that's the most adorable fish I've ever seen. It looks like Finding Nemo from the Pixar movie. And then on the other hand, some of you might see this fish and say, my God, that is the most hideous looking fish I've ever seen. I wouldn't eat it if I caught it on a hook. Different views, different perceptions, and different paradigms. Bob Proctor, someone that studied the human mind for over 30 years, and paradigms specifically, says, paradigms are a multitude of habits that are fixed in our subjective mind that control our behaviors. That is prolific. Our behaviors and our attitudes are controlled by how we see things. The way we see things, our paradigms, control our attitudes and our behaviors. Think of a paradigm as a map, all right? So let's say you bought a map from Sammy of St. Louis. Here's your map. Now that map isn't St. Louis itself. It's just an explanation of certain aspects in St. Louis. That's exactly what a paradigm is. It's an explanation of reality. Now this map, that would be a fantastic tool to, let's say you didn't know your way around St. Louis and you're trying to find the arch. This map would be a great guide to get you to the arch. But let's say that Sammy didn't sell you a map of St. Louis, that it just said St. Louis, but it was really a map of New York City. Can you guys imagine how frustrating that would be trying to find the arch of a map of New York City? You probably want to go find Sammy, the slick used car salesman, to get your money back. I'm going to do an exercise with y'all. First, I have a question. How many of you have read the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey? Let me get a show of hands. All right. We're going to do an exercise. It's pretty fun out of that. Steve, can you see the young woman in this photo? Can you see her? I know you're far back there, but can you see her petite nose and jawline?
Yes, I can.
All right, everybody else that can see the young woman in this photo, let me get a show of hands. Awesome. All right, Steve, same photo, just a little bit more detail. Can you still see the younger woman in this photo?
Yes, I can.
Nose line. About how old would you say she is? Just guessing, 20s, 30s?
20s, early 30s.
Awesome, 20s or 30s. What if I told you that you're wrong? And that this isn't a young woman, that it's an elderly woman?
I would believe you.
You probably think I was crazy, right?
Well, maybe.
Yeah. See, so we have an argument. You say it's a younger woman, I say it's an elder woman. We have a conflicting situation. You see, conditioning starts from the moment that we're brought into the world. It starts with our parents, our environment, our friends, school. We are conditioned to see things a certain way. Now, Steve, in this photo, can you see the elder woman in this photo?
Yep.
You can see her big nose, hook jaw, and her garments.
I can.
Can you see both the young and the older woman in this photo now? You see in the first photo, which favors the younger woman, you were conditioned to see the younger woman. I even asked you specific questions. Can you see the younger woman? And I pointed out her nose and jawline, which was a conditioning, which conditioned you to see the younger woman in this photo. And you necessarily weren't wrong, and neither was I. And a lot of times in arguments, not all the times, but a lot of times, people just see things a little bit differently. The more aware we are of our basic paradigms, and to the extent that we've been conditioned by them, the more we can take responsibility for them and examine them and test them against reality. thereby giving us a bigger picture and a far more objective view. Oh, and by the way, I don't care if you guys think this fish is ugly or not, I like it. Thank you.